Good morning. It is May 23rd, 2024. First of all, again, I want to apologize about my broken tooth. I had dental work and had a crown put on last year, and I was just driving a couple days ago, and my tooth just popped off. I'm having a lot of dental problems, just a lot of weird health problems in general. And hopefully I'll get that fixed soon enough so I don't look like some deranged person or anything like that. I'm really trying the best I can. But anyways, I wanted to shed some light on something that needs a lot more attention in the United States to its citizens. I wanted to talk about Havana Syndrome. Havana Syndrome first gained public this is from ChatGPT. I just asked it two questions. I want to share you with it. So I asked ChatGPT 4.0, when did Havana Syndrome first gain public recognition? Havana Syndrome first gained public recognition in late 2016. Reports emerged of American and Canadian embassy staff in Havana, Cuba, experiencing a range of mysterious health problems, including hearing strange noises, dizziness, headaches, and cognitive difficulties. The incidents led to a significant reduction in embassy staff and sparked ongoing investigations and discussions about the possible causes and implications of these symptoms. And I said, well, are these symptoms chronic? And ChatGPT says, yes, many individuals affected by Havana Syndrome have reported chronic symptoms. These symptoms can persist for months or even years and may include persistent headaches, dizziness and balance problems, cognitive difficulties such as memory loss and trouble concentrating, sleep disturbances, hearing loss, vision problems, fatigue. Fatigue is going to be a bad one. The long-term nature of these symptoms has raised concerns about the lasting impact on the health and well-being of those affected. Despite extensive investigations, the exact cause and mechanisms behind Havana Syndrome remain unclear. Well, ChatGPT is a little dated. Just a couple weeks ago, there was a hearing in D.C. of a federal committee of some Homeland. It wasn't Department of Homeland Security. It was a committee of various Homeland people discussing with congressmen and or people, Congress people, I should say. These are electromagnetic weapons or microwave weapons that can be used silently and visibly. That can be used. They can penetrate walls and vehicles, and they can be used from a distance. And you don't actually ever see your perpetrator. Wow, that's pretty wild. And so. And so this has been happening to a lot of U.S. federal employees, like State Department people and such across the globe. And but I have to ask a question, and that's like, could the United States also? I doubt Russia and China have exclusive rights to this technology, and so. Could the United States be developing it, and could they be testing it on their own citizens, certain citizens that they, deem, maybe like they're just considered dead weight or something, or a burden on the society. Anyways, maybe people with chronic conditions or mental health problems or something like that. But yeah, it's these microwave and electromagnetic frequencies that can really just mess with the headaches, the dizziness, balance problems, cognitive difficulties, sleep disturbances, hearing problems, vision problems, fatigue. That's a lot of issues, chronic issues. And these are silent, invisible weapons there's no entry or exit wound. Okay, and this is openly being talked about on DC. This isn't a conspiracy. The conspiracy is that it's being wielded against good, non-criminal American citizens. Well, by either various federal agencies or possibly secret societies. And we all know that there are long-standing secret societies in the United States, like Masonic organizations like the Freemasons and related groups. So if these are silent, invisible weapons that can be controlled from a distance, or hey, could you control these through maybe a drone? And boy, that's pretty scary. That could somebody never actually be able to protect themselves? Man. So if there's no accountability and you can't actually prove who's using these weapons, and they're weapons, they're bad weapons, that will destroy your immune system and make you more prone to various infections and stuff, then couldn't people abuse that power? Couldn't they take things too far? Maybe certain people are deserving of that, but no, isn't that what our judicial system's for? And why is there no accountability? Why is there no transparency? Why is there no honesty? And why aren't people saying, hey, we need to identify whether or not civilians within the United States are being subjected to some of these against their knowledge, and struggling in life unnecessarily when they're trying to have good lives, when they're trying to be productive members of society. And so, can we get some transparency here? And can we find out who is wielding these weapons and who controls this technology? Because certain people are just going to be set up for failure and chronic disease and illness with no known cause or etiology, with very elusive. And boy, whoever's controlling these weapons, man, could they mold our society? Could doctors and be afraid of being subjected to these weapons themselves? And so they recognize that certain people are suffering, but they're afraid to help because they don't want to be subjected to these weapons as well. Now, that's pretty frightening. And so, guys, wake up, because everything is not as it seems, and there are silent, invisible weapons that very likely could be being wielded against good American citizens who are trying to live decent lives, but they can't. They're denied that opportunity. So, we need investigations. We need accountability. I believe in libertarianism now. I've been converted recently because our government is much too large. Our federal agencies, they have there's no system of checks and balances, and our political structure, it does not represent the common person. Okay? The average, how old are Biden and Trump? Even RFK Jr. is 70. I mean, he's in great health, but he's up there in age, right? And then the average age of Congress is like 62. Like, you think Nancy Pelosi or any of these people can relate to the struggles of today? And so, man, the people who wield these weapons, they could be 90 years old and senile, but hey, man, they got this weapon that they can wield. Could they be doing it judiciously? Could they be doing it fairly? Or could they be out of touch with the human struggle and preventing good Americans from thriving and succeeding? Do we have some sort of civil war going on here? A silent civil war? Is it a generational thing? Is it a socioeconomic thing? Who's in the in crowd? Who's in the out crowd? These weapons can be wielded through 5G. They can be wielded through Wi-Fi. And Bluetooth, and then people can have a remote control receiver to subject people to these weapons, these silent, invisible weapons. That have no entry wounds, no exit wounds. Wow. So who's calling the shots? And who's accountable? And where are the investigations? And how many people can get access to this stuff? We need transparency. We need honesty. We need accountability. We need change. Okay? Good people need a fair shot in life. I'm sorry, but we need due process. We need our constitutional rights. I firmly believe in the United States Constitution. I firmly believe in the good nature of people. But people have been stripped of hope. And they've been stripped of positive futures. We have an eroding middle class. And many people see that they will work 2 jobs and be living paycheck to paycheck and have to take out credit to pay their bills. And like never get a chance to actually live their life. This is not the 1960s, 1970s. It's not even the 1980s. Things started to really change around the 1990s. And so I understand. And then so many people have unresolved traumas because we don't have an effective mental health care system in the United States. And so many people have unresolved traumas or they're being subjected to these weapons where they can't get answers and they can't get improved health. Well, if it's going to be causing fatigue and cognitive problems, wouldn't stimulants like Adderall or maybe some illicit drugs like cocaine or methamphetamine actually help counter that? Or it's just like, or if people are dealing with unresolved traumas and they know that they don't have a shot at a decent life, like, couldn't that help explain the opiate epidemic, which was fueled by the pharmaceutical companies with the Oxycontin and the mass prescribing of opiates to the population, and then they stopped that, and then the streets were flooded with fentanyl. So could the fentanyl epidemic today be symptomatic of a much larger problem? Could maybe if we actually targeted and help the people who have these trauma histories deal with their traumas, and then we help give them vocational training and create a stronger middle class. Could they actually become good citizens? Could they kick the drugs? Could they turn, or could they shun a life from crime if they're actually given a life of opportunity? All these people who have felonies for simple possession charges or something, or buying small amounts of drugs, or maybe they even just bought some drugs for a friend because they were just helping them out, but they were framed. Well, that would be messed up. Would people be so low to stoop to such a low level to frame an individual who was just trying to help a friend? I think that's possible. I don't know. It's where our society, our morals are out of whack, and so if there are these 90-year-old people who are developing dementia, wielding these weapons, like, who are out of touch with the human struggle today, like, dude, we need justice. We deserve our constitutional rights. We deserve our decent health. We deserve a decent shot in life. But too many people have no hope today. Especially when there are very likely silent weapons being wielded against a large percentage of the population in the United States. That's a very strong possibility, and we need inquiry. Okay, the media, social media, everybody needs to get on this because we need answers because there are too many people suffering today. And we're not giving them effective treatments. We are not helping them deal with the underlying issues, be it their trauma histories or these silent weapons. I really urge everybody to start asking questions and demanding better, more effective solutions because we keep on throwing money at these issues like addiction and stuff, but we misappropriate the money. And then we keep on paying or making the NSA and the FBI and the CIA and all these agencies, they're out of control large. They're astronomically large. I'm sorry. We need to trim government down, okay? And we need to start adding accountability to the system, okay? We need to stop committing injustices against American citizens who haven't gone through due process, who haven't been able to tell their side of the story. And I really encourage that we get some change in this world, and we get it's there's some very misguided people in positions of authority today. That needs to end, okay? That those who are suffering deserve better quality lives, and and could all these people be fighting for better lives, but constantly being subjected to these silent weapons? Could everything be rigged? People, wake up. We've got mass issues here, mass issues that are systemic, that go across the society. And again, I'm sorry about my tooth. It's not my fault. It's partly my fault, but it's not my fault that my crown, whatever. Anyways, I just want to say that I take full accountability for all of my life mistakes, but I can't continue to take accountability when the game of life is rigged. So people, please start asking questions, and we need justice. We need, a lot of people need a fair shot at life, right? And a lot of people deserve a second chance or a third chance. Okay? Don't give up on the people. But the system's got to change. And we need to trim down government and these agencies, and we need to address these secret societies that think that they're on the morally righteous high ground, but they're doing great harm to good people. Good people who are trying to have quality lives. You guys got to stop it. You got to stop it. Have a great day, guys. Happy Thursday.